What is up, guy? You've got the Oracle there back for a new host of the Gatewatch 8 for draft. And we have an interesting but also quite annoying pack there. Because I would say that the two best cards are Thifter of Skull and Oblivion Strike. Both have exactly the same mana cost, so it's not the best to start off with that. Step Glider is probably not far behind. Overall, this pack is quite stacked with blue-black Eldrazi card. We have Thifter, Strike, Mind Melter, Blinding Drone, and you know, it is just not the best. Think I will still take one of the two black card, not sure which one. Let me read that thing. Yeah, basically it's a hill giant. Not really a heal giant, actually a 4/3 for mana with a relevant ability. Is it better than Oblivion Strike? I'm unsure. I feel like Strike is just a better card and is the better card of the pack, so I will pick that. I'm not too happy about picking a Strike and passing a decent black rare to the game I'm passing cards to, but I still think it is, you know, the best thing I can do there. Flare Drone could be a decent follow-up to Oblivion Strike. This would mean that I play a red-black Eldrazi deck. Immolating Glare I guess could be an option if I end up playing white-black Ally. I just feel like I'd rather have Glare over Haven Outfitter if I were to play white-black Ally. In the red-black Eldrazi deck, I think I'd rather have Flare Drone over Salvo most of the time. So I think the pick is between Flare Drone and Glare. And it is not an easy pick. Guess I'll take the Glare though. Removal is strong. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, had I taken the Eldrazi, I would be fine picking Slaughter Drone there. The best card of this pack is likely to be Grip of the Royal. I might just take that and try to build some sort of Esper control deck. Honestly, there's not much going on there. Yeah, as I said, Zada's Command and Slaughter Drone are two decent aggressive cards that I would be happy to take with the pick of the Flare Drone. That being said, I don't see much black there, and I passed a few good black cards, so I might just move out of black at some point. Grip of the Roll is just a very efficient and strong tempo card that I'd be happy to play. Alright, I see we have quite a lot of things. Deceiver of Form is a lot of mana. It is quite good, but I think it is not like much better than any other 7 mana Eldrazi. Just something like the 7/8 that can gain you 5 life from battles for Zendikar is just, you know, around the same power level, as it is easier to cast, and the ability of this one is not. It is good, but not incredibly powerful. So I think my pick has to be between Grip of the Roll and Wall. I think I'll just take Wall for now. Yeah, that seems fine. Grip is quite strong though. Wall is good. It is not an easy pick. Guess I'll take Grip there. Huh. Interesting. Not sure which one I should have or could have taken there. Anyway, we have a Reality Hemorrhage there. Don't really want to go in too many directions though. Feel like picking Crumbling Vestige is quite safe, as it will provide me with a bit of fixing if I want for example, if I want to splash something like Oblivion Strike. And you know, going into a Force Color doesn't make much sense there, I would argue. So Crumbling Vestige it will be. It is just a fine pick. As here we have a Spatial Contortion. Even though I picked the Vestige, it is also a bit like going into a Force Color, which I don't think I really want to do. I might just take Sphinx, which is a very solid blue card. Um, I could end up blue-black or blue-white with a touch of colorless, but honestly, I think I feel like Sphinx is just a safer and simpler pick that requires less build around too. As here, I'm gonna take Sword Harvester, which is just a great flyer, which is I would say a bit better than Sphinx. Um, just a nice addition to the deck, basically. And blue seems quite open, which I do appreciate. As here, I'm likely to just pick Entangler, which is not my favorite, but with 2 grip of the roll, this could actually be quite decent and beat down for a little bit. So, I think I'll end up playing blue pretty much no matter what, and I could either play white or black with that depending on what I get. Here I will the Step Glider, and that's gonna be my pick. It is quite good. I guess I'll take a foil planes there for the value. And I'm more and more likely to move away from black. Oblivion Strike is very splashable, which also makes it being a very nice first pick. So depending on the amount of fixing I get, I might just splash that of Vestige and few dual land maybe. I think I'll take Sleep Through Space there. It is a decent card. It works well with Entangler, it works well with Surge card. It is just something decent, nothing too crazy, but it is a filler. Worst case scenario, you just draw a card, so it's fine. Anyway, the curve is looking quite fine. I have a decent amount of power. And I guess we'll see. I might end up splashing that Oblivion Strike or not, depending on what I get. It does not matter too much. Here, I don't think I'll ever splash Witness the End, and I don't think I'm likely to end up playing black since it is not really open. I will just take the Gorger, which can be a bit threatening sometime. Guess I take Ruin Their Wake there. Bones of Mortality. Yeah, I think you need very specific thing in front of you to want to play that. On the other hand, it is just a 2-mana cantrip, which is not the end of the world. There are not many indestructible or X-proof creature in this set, though. Anyway, Sweep Away is decent, but since I have 2 grip, I don't think it is really necessary or I mean, that it is really strong overall. And I feel like Cleric is just a better card than Entangler most of the time. So I'll just pick the Cleric and be happy with it. It is not the most exciting first pick, but I will need a decent amount of 2-drop. Curving out is quite important in Oath of the Gatewatch, Battle for Zendikar set. So even though it is not the most appealing card of all time, I feel just fine picking that here. As a side note, I've been unimpressed with that Dragon. It is strong, but you really need to cast it for Surge for it to be good. No, it is good, don't get me wrong, but I thought it would be better. That's more what I meant there. Anyway, Cleric is a fine pick for me. And yeah, the issue with the Dragon is that it requires quite a lot of mana, since you will most of the time need to have this and this and a 2-mana spell to cast it efficiently. So it requires a bit of preparation, I would say, but it is quite good when it is good. Anyway, we have a Cliffhaven Vampire there, which works decently well with the Cleric and is quite good. I might want to splash black, so this could be interesting. Honestly, I would rather take just a blue or white card most of the time, but there's just nothing here. Alpha Protector and Crab are just quite awful, same with Ironote, so I will just take the black card that has a bit more upside. And hopefully my mana base is gonna be good enough that I can, play those and be happy with them. Anyway, my pick here is clearly gonna be Isolation Zone, as it is the best card of the pack. One of the best common and just a great addition to my deck. Depending on the amount of colorless I get, I could see myself playing Blinding Drone. Analysis would be decent. Sidemaster is also something I'd be happy to play, but Isolation Zone is just the best card of the pack and the best card for me there. As here we get another Vampire, which is interesting. Um, hmm. I could also take the Vestige, which just fixes for the black card. I think I'll be a bit greedy and take the Vampire there. And try to splash that black off a few Vestige and maybe, hopefully, some other things. I feel like this card is just very good. Um, anyway, there's not much going on there. Zendikar Resurgent is quite strong. Embodiment of Insight is fine, though there are just better 5-drop in this set. I would argue that the 5-4 Vigilance Trample is just better than that. I think I'll take a Sightmaster there. Looking at my curve, I like that more than a Spoonbinder, and I feel like this is just better than a Sweep Away most of the time, so I'm fine picking that here. As there, I'm likely to just pick a Jor Isle Avenger, which is fine. Do I want a third Avenger, or should I just take an Entangler? Which is decent. As I said, it works well with Grip of the Roll. Yeah, I guess I kinda wanna make my curve decent. Avenger is strong, most of the time stronger, but looking at the amount of 4 and 5 drop I have, I feel like taking the Entangler might be a bit more important. As here I'm quite sure I'm gonna take Vestige, which fixes for my black spells. Expedition Raptor would be decent, but I have a fair amount of 5 drop that are just better. So I have a bunch of Flyer, some removal, a bit of tempo. The deck looks quite good. I'm just a bit worried about my mana. Splashing is not always easy. Those Vestige will make the deck better though, I think. And at this point, do I want a Sweep Away or a third Entangler? I think I'll take Sweep Away there. The good news is that Oblivion Strike and the Vampire are cards that I'm happy to splash off Vestige, because sometimes I've tried splashing instant card of Vestige, and even though you can, you know, cast it main phase, it is a bit annoying, because most instant cards you really want to use them at instant speed, so it was not the best thing. I'd rather have those creature and this sorcery speed removal to splash if I'm splashing off Vestige. Anyway, I guess I'll take the Protector there, not my favorite, but it could end up in the main deck. Analysis is actually quite decent there, since I have a fair amount of good removal. Yeah, it seems fine. So currently we have 19 spells, which is quite a lot. I don't think I will ever play that, so I guess I'm just gonna take the cut the Enter. I guess Sparks Mage Gambit kill my Entanglers and my Sightmaster. I don't feel too threatened by that, as the Enter is quite strong. Gift of Tusk is not great, but I have a bunch of 4 toughness creature, which means that if I encounter something that I really need to deal with in a matchup, I can side this in and use it as an answer. Guess there is a Sunken Hollow there, which helps fixing my mana base, and I think it just might be my peak. I have enough playables that I don't need to take them too highly. And making my mana base good is really important, I think. So yeah, I'm just gonna take that. Cataract would be decent, but it's, you know, it's not great given I'm splashing black. Anticipate and Bentic are quite medium. Griffin is strong, but I have a bunch of 4-drop that are just much better, so I feel like taking the Sunken Hollow is just the best pick for me there. Quite happy to get that here. Yeah, I feel like with this and the 2 Vestige and a few Swamp, I should be able to splash that black efficiently. As here we have another interesting pick. I feel like the interesting cards for me there are Evolving Wilds or Rush of Ice. I really like the Evolving Wilds a lot. Might just take that. Honestly, I feel like making... I have really a good power level. And I have a good amount of playable. So I think that making the mana base good, it's just gonna provide me with more upside than anything else. Rush of Ice is strong. But yeah, I feel like Evolving Wild is just a better pick for me there. Um, as here we have less appealing thing. Cloud Manta is not great looking at my curve. I just have a bunch of 4-drop flyer that are, I would argue, a bit better. Same with the drone. Felidar Curb is not the best 2-drop you could dream of, and I have a decent amount of them already. I might just take Demon's Grasp. My Black Splash becomes more and more easy. It is also a nice thing to splash, and I could use a bit more removal, so yeah, that's gonna be my pick. As here I'll just take another Evolving Wilds, and that's great, because now my mana base is really solid. I don't really like playing 3-color or playing 2-color, splashing another, but here I just feel like it should be completely fine for me. Which is great news. I'll have at least 6 black sources of those land plus a swamp. So yeah, I think my mana will end up fine. And I need 3 more playable currently. Gift of Dusk is main deckable, not my favorite though. But you know, if I have to, I will main deck that. As we have a foil Deathstalker as well as a Zada here, which I'm not gonna play. Stonehaven Medic is not my favorite. It works a little bit with Cliffhaven Vampire to some extent. It is a defensive card. I might just take that. It is really unexciting, but I feel like it's the card that's gonna provide me with the more upside out of this pack. Bridge is interesting, but I kinda need to find playables now and make sure I have enough of them. Anyway, I'll take the Manta there. As I said, it's not my favorite to pick a 7th 4-drop, but there is just nothing else for me. Don't think I want to splash Myers Malice. Brilliant Spectrum is quite medium. I would play Analysis before that, even with 3 color in my deck. I just got the Stone Fury there. Coral Helm is a very sweet card to get. On the other end, there is a Rolls Retribution. But given the amount of removal I have, and the fact that getting double white might not be too easy since I'm splashing, I feel like I will just take the guide. Maybe not. This is interesting. I have a decent amount of 2-drops, so I don't need that too badly. I guess I'll take Rolls Retribution. Anticipate is a nice addition. It will glue up things together, make sure I can eat my land drop and cast my splash spells. As here, I guess I'll just take the Canopy Vista for value. Sandstone Bridge seems more interesting than Skyline Cascade. And right now I have 24 playables, which is more than I need. Guess I'll cut this Alpha Protector, which is by far the worst card in my deck. No, not by far actually. It's not really by far the worst card. Maybe that dude is just worst, especially since it's not an ally. It works a bit with vampires, but that just doesn't seem good enough. Yeah, I feel like cutting that is fine. Alpha Protector is not my favorite, but it kinda blocks on the ground when my flyer can, you know, attack and win me the game. So I guess it's gonna be the main deck. I have a good amount of removal, some powerful spells. I like this deck quite a bit. Since I'm playing 3 color with 2 Vestige, Brilliant Spectrum might actually be decent, but I'm not sure what I would cut over it, and the thing is, I'm playing a lot of 4 drops already. On the other hand, with the amount of removal I have, I can play game a bit control-y. Yeah, don't think it's gonna be a great addition to the deck. But in slower matchup, I could see myself sliding in that for card advantage purpose. Anyway, I think that's gonna be the main deck. I'm just gonna add 1 swamp. And 5/5, does it seem right? I have double whites though. Might want a bit more white than blue. Especially since I have the sunken holo. Guess I have a breach too. Alright, yeah, that's gonna be the main deck. It feels quite strong to me. Control is not the best, but this is not really a control deck. It is more of a flyer plus removal deck with a decent curve. So I guess it will, I mean, it should work decently. I can deal with pretty much anything, which is also nice. And I have some quite powerful creature. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the draft. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It is appreciated. And I see you guys for round 1.